Okay, so yeah, the reason why I stopped going to GameStop is because they keep insulting my intelligence, like I don't know anything and the internet doesn't exist, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, if you're gonna continue to do that and stuff like that, because I used to go there and there was somebody that was passionate in games at PTC, you know?
Mhm.
I'm thinking that corporate being corporate and good employees like that, they end up leaving or quitting because they realize the corporation bullshit and stuff, you know? So it's like, I don't care if you don't like the game, you're gonna have to sell it. It could be fucking Barbie's dream car. You have to sell it, you know? Like it's Vince McMahon as GameStop stuff like that. I don't give a damn. Sell it, you know?
Yeah.
So
Buy the system. You need it. I'm Vince McMahon. Or
I don't
I'm
care.
Vince at GameStop. I don't
They
care.
they'll be like, hey, you know, this customer, he's not a fan of Xbox. I don't give a damn. You sell that Xbox to that person who's not a fan of Xbox. I don't
Mhm.
care if you sell. It's like I don't care if this person's not a fan of PlayStation. You sell this system to the person that is not a fan of PlayStation, and you do your finest, or you're gonna lose hours. That's how it is at GameStop, and that's like, you know what? If that's how you're gonna continue to treat your workers, because I remember when I used to work for EB Games, it was
Same.
actually about being passionate and stuff like that. And two corporations start coming in, and they're like, we need you to start selling everything, you know,
Yeah.
and you know, like correct your mannerism and everything else, stuff like that. And your opinion does not matter. The bottom line matters, you know.
Yeah.
So if you don't like the 3DS, or if you didn't like the GameCube, or if you didn't like the Xbox, or you didn't like the PlayStation 2, it didn't matter what the fuck you think. You're gonna sell it, you know.
Yeah.
Hold on a
That's
second. I'm talking to Daniel right now. I think he's trying to get on, but he's got to handle something else real quickly. So I'll give you
okay.
an update on that.
That's fine.
Cool.
Because like that's why I like my like this is trying to weird talk and change topic with like restaurants. Like every restaurant, you know, you have to sell this particular item. You have to sell this item, you know, because we're featuring it and blah blah blah. We had the same menu for a long time. So I tell my my trainees when I train them, I said, sell what you like. Literally, you make more money by selling the things that you enjoy. Because if you enjoy it, the guests will see that you enjoy it. The guests will see that you're passionate about it, and they'll buy it from you. Like I tell them, like, look, I sell the things I enjoy. Like I love, like the crab dip. I love the crab dip. I'll sell the crab dip, or like the shell shocker. It's got like gin, vodka, rum, blue curacao, melon liqueur, citrus sour Sprite. I'll sell the fuck out of that, and I sell like 30 of them a night, and I make money because I'm selling something that I'm passionate about, and that's why I love being at my job instead of like at Chili's where you have to sell this margarita, you have to sell this, you get points for this certain thing, you're a good employee because of this. No, I'm selling what I enjoy. That's how I make my money. That's always been my selling standpoint as a you know as that kind of people. But
I mean, that's cool that you actually like, you know, think of it that way, because like I never really heard anybody else sell something with passion. My
mhm,
job is pretty much just straightforward. All I do is sell supply and demand. You're tired, you want a bed, easy. you know, so selling supply and demand has always been an easy job, and upselling has always been easy because it does help with the business and it does help with my raise and the bottom line. So I've been
yeah,
a little bit corporate in the end, and that practice alone carried with me as actually a business, running my own business, stuff like that. It's just us like, the way I come off is straightforward in supply and demand. If you
yeah,
need something done, I get it done. No questions asked. Let's just get it done. And I don't, I try not to beat around the bush or anything else. If you need an answer about something, I don't beat around the bush or sugarcoat, or I try to give you nonsense that doesn't apply, that doesn't have anything to do with the topic alone.
yeah,
It's like that's so. I mean,
Yeah, I don't need you GameStop employees to be forcing down pre-orders down my fucking throat like I'm starving for food here. Like, do you want to pre-order this? Do you want to pre-order that? Do you need me to
hmm
sign up for a Game Informer? Oh, you sure you don't want to pre-order this? Like, no, I don't need to pre-order this. Just give me the game. Like, we
hmm
have extended warranty. You sure? Like, I understand you got to sell stuff to me, but when you're asking 2, 3 times in a row, and then you're trying to question me on my decision of saying no, I don't need the warranty, like like I get it. It's salesmanship. You got to ask. You got to put yourself out there. But when you're repeatedly doing it 2, 3, 4 times, like asking me the same question, it's
hmm
like then it gets annoying. Then it's like, okay, you're trying to like guilt me or box me into your sale, and I don't like forced sales. No one likes a forced sale. You know what I'm saying? Like that neediness. Like people like to be sold on things where a seller doesn't seem like they're needy. Like I don't need you, but this is so appealing to me in the way that you presented it to me, and it's in a way that like, okay, I'm genuinely interested in what you're trying to sell. No one likes that needy salesman because it just comes off a weird way, and I'm sure it's not the employee's fault because they're getting hounded by corporate to get these numbers up and to get these stats up, and it takes away from the experience of going there to the point where you're like, well, I don't want to go to GameStop. I'll go to a local game store like Cool Stuff or Video Game Heaven because they're not going to press on me for all these pre-orders and bullshit like you guys are. Make me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like Ryan was saying, like and like what I was saying, you know, we had these passionate people working at GameStop. Like, for example, shout out to my friend Corey. Like, literally, because when Amiibos first came out, I was like, I don't know about it. This man was like, he was passionate about the Amiibos, kind of, and what they could do, and I kind of got like hooked on them. But then also an ex-girlfriend got me too, so you know we're not gonna talk about that. But anyway, but like Corey was like, look, you need to buy these because one, they could do this for this game. And it was when Smash was out, Smash 4 was out, and he's like, do this. But he was so passionate about it, I ended up buying one, and then I became addicted. So,
man. Well, I mean, that's pretty much what it is. It's sometimes hype sells itself, sometimes trend sells itself, you know, and sometimes I fall into it. I've actually got into the Disney, whatever the fuck their versions of Amiibo, Infinities,
yeah.
and Amiibos. I had to cut all of them cold turkey because it was just eating up a lot of money, and it was just, I think what burnt me out was having to wait in line for a fucking Meta Knight. So I was like, I'm not doing this shit. Like, why am I waiting in line for a fucking Meta Knight? I'm not doing this for a fucking little action figure and shit like that. Anything else, I don't mind waiting in line for anything else bigger than a damn action figure, but damn, you know, because I've waited in line for Black Friday for other stuff and everything else. But nah, man, Amiibos, I'll cut the line. So now Amiibos, I don't use them for shit. They're nothing but Christmas decorations. You know, I actually bought little hooks and put them on a little Christmas tree, and that's what I do.
Yeah, I literally have them like set up like right above my gaming chair in the living room, and like I said, wife doesn't complain about anything I buy, but she's like, but the reason is because one time when we first got together, I literally traveled to Chesapeake with her just to get a Bowser Jr. That's how serious it was. I was like, they don't have Bowser Jr. So we went to the Chesapeake GameStop and actually found it and bought it. So she understood how big they were to me. They're not as big, but I've been collecting them since 2014. So it's been about 7 years. So I'm not gonna stop until they stop making Smash games. So I've got all of them except for one, which is Corrin female player 2 Corrin. That's all I need to complete the current set, and then the new DLC comes out, so I need to get those as well. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, that Sephiroth amiibo is gonna be fucking like pre-ordered out the ass. I'm like,
oh yeah,
I know. I definitely do want one, but I am missing Cloud and stuff like that. But I was like, you know what, like, because all my amiibos are open, so I don't really care if I find them loose. They're going to be Christmas decorations. It's not like I'm sitting there and swiping them in on a Switch or anything else to do anything special. Like,
yeah, you can't even really trade them in anyway. So
yeah. So on top of that, man, like I'm gonna tell you another reason why I stopped shopping at GameStop is because I had 3 encounters that really pissed me off as a customer. You know, which they insulted my intelligence. So I mean, I'll give you guys the short end of the story, but
no, go ahead, man. Speak, man. Story time. Let's do
it. Yeah. So when I bought the Xbox One X, you know, I bought that around, actually, I think 2 years ago, Christmas time, you know, and I walked in there and no, I take that back. The first instance was that when I bought the Switch, when I went to go buy the Switch and stuff like that, and I walked in, and I think this was also around holiday season stuff, you know. So I came in and I said, yeah, man, you guys got any Switches in stock? You know, I was like, yeah, we do. And I was like, all right, cool. Well, let me go ahead and get the gray ones and stuff. That's like, cool. So how are you going to pay for it? I've never heard that damn question. Like, when I walk in, I have the money, you know. I don't, if I have any other excuses and stuff like that, I'll tell it. But you don't go out here and tell me like how I'm going to pay for it. Are you going to,
yeah,
you know,
that's kind of racial profiling right there.
Yeah. So I was looking at that. Said, well, you think I'm some like a musty ass Smash players and shit like that that just can't afford a damn console outright and stuff? Like, I mean, damn, you know. So I was like, I was already put off like that. I said, I'm gonna pay for it with my money. I have in my wallet. You know, I looked at the dude strange. He's like, "I'm going to pay for it." You know, I said, "I don't do no layaway. If I'm buying a console, I'm buying it outright. You know, no ifs, ands, or buts. You know."
Yeah.
So I was sitting there and I said, "Okay, cool." You know, and this motherfucker didn't even do his damn job. Like I had to upsell myself. You know, so I said there and said, so I was like, "Okay, so yeah, I do want the Switch, but." Yes, that's all. That's it. You know, and he was like, he was swiping it and everything else. Did not do his damn job. I said, so you just gonna swipe? You don't got no cases. You don't got no screen protectors or anything else. You know to sell. Oh yeah, we do. I do. It's up in that shelf right there. So I said, okay, so I'm gonna have to go out there and get it. You know.
Wow.
So I said, yeah, no. Just go ahead and just go get the Switch. I'll walk over to Target and go get my own damn accessories since you want to help out. You know. So I walked over to Target, picked me up a case, and picked me up a screen protector and stuff like that. And that was that with the Switch. The Xbox One X, when I bought like around holiday season of the year after the Switch, I walked in there and stuff, and I saw that the Xbox Series X was going Xbox One X was going for I think it was $299. I remember that. Yeah, it was $299. And I was like, that was a good ass deal. So I went over to GameStop and stuff like that. And I said, hey guys, you guys got the Xbox One X for $299? I said, yeah, we do. You know, I said, cool, because I saw it in the ad. They know these Xbox One X's are going for $299 brand new. This effort here goes walking in the back, pulls out a refurbished Xbox One X.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, I said, okay, we doing this right. We doing this again, right? And I'm like, I said, man, what is that? And I said, oh, this is the Xbox One X. I said, you forgot. I'm probably talking about the brand new one. Like, I want a brand new one. You know, like I don't want nobody's come invested controller Xbox One X. You know, I want a brand new one. You know, I said the one with the deal and stuff like that, the $299. And it's like, okay, well, fine, you know. So she knew that she was losing a lot out on that profit that you know, their pre-order sale of profiting. So I was like, I don't want that shit. You know, I came to you for a $299. You know, and the issue that I had with her is like, all right, well, she just bought out the what was the game that came with it? I think it was Rainbow Six or something like that, Siege or something like that, whatever.
I think so.
And there was another model out there that had the Star Wars, the Fallen Jedi or whatever, the last whatever,
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order.
No, not Fallen Order. The one that EA came out with, a single player one.
That's Fallen.
That's Fallen Order.
Okay, well, yeah, I wanted that damn bundle. I wanted the Fallen Order, you know, but I was already frustrated. This is like, you know, just sell me that damn Xbox, right? Mm-hmm. You know. And then I asked about the controller. I said, "Aren't those controllers on deal too?" Because I want, you know, I don't buy just when I buy a console, I buy accessories right then and there. I don't wait, you know. So I was like, you know, you guys got any Xbox One controllers? I think they were on sale too. And she just looked at me. It's like, no, they're not on sale. I said, okay, this is what we're doing. Okay, I get you. You know what? I'll go to Target again and give me an Xbox One X controller on sale. You know, and that's what I had to do. So I was like, all right, that's strike two. And you guys heard about me going to GameStop for a damn Xbox Series X. You know? And everything else it didn't fall through with them and stuff like that because they want to go and play the game. I said, when I remember I told you when they told me, I said, but the one next to the ABC store, the one on Coliseum, it has better sales. So the reason why they got the most they have the more consoles to sell, like the Series X and Series S, whereas the one in PTC only had 3 and 4. You know, I mean, well, no, it's like, I think it was they
had about 4. They had about 3 or 4 of the consoles. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so I was like, looking at the whole entire situation. I said, all right, guys, you guys win. This is the games you want to play. This I expect to go shopping at GameStop, not be played with. You know, I'm not the damn game. You know, so they need to call this shit. Stop with the games. I'm tired of it.
Well, so, to be fair, I've talked to a few people that work at GameStops, like one in Yorktown, because Yorktown does well, and then the one in Norfolk. A lot of them only did get 4 systems for both, unfortunately, because they're not producing as much as they should. So every GameStop had like 4 systems. I'm not gonna like not defending them or anything, but
Yeah.
from every GameStop I talked to, like my friend went to Newmarket because he lived in Newmarket when they were doing the pre-orders and stuff, and then they had to line out the door for the PS5s and the Xboxes, and then he even said like when he went in they only had 4, and then my friend in Yorktown went out there to that one, and another friend was like they only had 4 or 2. So if they're advertising, they have a bunch of systems, to pre-order and stuff, but they only have a like when I mean limited, it's like 4. So basically, the first 4 people that come in and get it, they getting it. So
Yeah. Well, I
That hook,
mean,
line, and sinker, man. They're trying to use that bait, and then
I
you think
mean,
that we're like fish, so we're hook, line, and sinker. Like, well, they'll come in and grab it, and then they'll pre-order the next batch. Yes, I don't
clickbait,
know.
clickbait.
Clickbait, right?
I mean, the thing is I could have walked home with an Xbox Series, just wasn't the X. It was going to be the S because the guy, the ticket holders was like, I didn't want the Series S anymore. So if the next person in line could have got, do you want it?
Mhm.
And I was the next person in line. I was the 5th out of the 4 people that held the ticket and stuff, And they looked at me. It's like, I said, hey, did you want the S? I was like, no, I came here for the X. And, I was actually banking on one of these guys giving up the tickets just in case they were to buy the shit online,
Yeah.
But they waited out and they ended up wasn't able to get the shit online. So they ended up buying the X at the store. And I said, well, I could have walked out with the S. Would have been great. I probably should have went that route because I could have sold it because I didn't want the S. I wanted the X, But I wasn't thinking that way. I was just already frustrated with having to wait that long for a damn Xbox Series X,
Yeah.
But it really didn't matter because there was really nothing to be angry about, especially when I won when I got chosen to pre-order the PS5. So it's like I can't really be that angry. Like I got something that I wanted. The Series X is not what I want. It's just me just being a game collector. I'm a gamer at the end of the day. I don't care about boxes, So yeah, that's what I did. I bought the Switch Lite on Amazon because I didn't want to put up with GameStop anymore.
Mhm.
So
How will you
yeah.
be paying for that? Dogecoins,
Yeah.
and a little bit of Ethereum, if you accept that, sure.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna let any damn person come out there and profile me when it comes to buying something that that I know I can afford and stuff like just because I I didn't look. I wasn't coming in there and in a blazer and some fucking Steve Madden stuff like that, looking like I got money coming out of my pocket and stuff like that. I gotta look like they looked at me like a filthy Smash player. So it's like, how are you gonna be paying for it? What the fuck? How am I gonna be paying for it?
I mean, you're not. I was gonna make a joke, and then y'all would understand the reference. I said, I mean, Orion, you're not made out of spices. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Shit.
you're not a Smash player. You don't like spices.
Don't, man. I'm off. Oh man, like
That's
that's a story for another day because
the story for another day.
I found some new ass shit, but I ain't gonna even talk about it. But I think I'll reserve that for a new segment that I will be coming out with soon because a lot of the things that I've been hearing about with the gaming community and the streaming community has come to surface, and I'm like, all right, well maybe it's starting to bring Orion offline to the forefront because the shit I heard. I didn't want to speak on these stories, because I don't want to be like a couple of these YouTubers like Omni and stuff like that. They do gossip and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't want that to be the representation of my brand. That's not what I run online. I didn't want Orion online to be, but
Mm-hmm.
that's like what the gossip shit sells. So that's all right. I'll keep that as Orion offline. So, hey guys, you listeners, stay tuned to that.
Word, man, for sure. And I mean that story you had about the second GameStop employee, she tried to play you like a sucker, man, because she thought that you were just some newbie going to take the pre-owned console, not knowing that it's pre-owned. Like,
Mhm.
come on now.
Yeah,
She should put a
that's
corner
again.
ass because she played herself.
Exactly. It's stop playing these games and stuff like that because I honestly don't know why they keep insulting my intelligence. Every time I walk into a GameStop, they seem to assault my intelligence like I don't know shit about games when I got a smartphone in my hand while I'm walking past these games. So if I wanted to know about a particular game, I would sit there scan just take a picture of it and look for it on Google. It's not that
Mm-hmm.
damn hard. I don't need an employee's opinion, And YouTube talks about games all the
Yeah.
time. So if I need to
Yes.
know anything about a game, I mean, that's how I buy a brand new game, like a game I'm not familiar with. on because eShop before eShop they didn't have those the preview stuff, you know, and then you would have to go in there and hope that they have a video, and there isn't a video. What you gonna have to do next? Go to YouTube and find out about it, you know.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Because I know there's one time, like I said, shout out to my boy Marcus. He worked at GameStop. He because Becca wanted an Xbox One because her former best friend ended up getting one, and she wanted the Xbox S because it was smaller, it was lighter. So we went up there and Marcus, he was like, you could get the Xbox Series S for that price. Or, excuse me, he said, or you can buy this Xbox One that has more memory in it, has it was the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare one that had like a terabyte in it, as opposed to the series, the S that had like a 500 gig. He said you can spend that same money, get that, and have money for a game, and possibly a little bit for a controller for this, for the same price you're paying. And I was like, we'll do that. Because that man knew how to, like, he sold me. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you get something new where I have something that works, that is pre-owned, has more memory for you, and you get an extra shit that goes with it? You know what I'm saying? Why not? You know? Like, that's a salesman right there for you. Like, why are you gonna do that? Spend money on this because you're getting more things out of this. Therefore, I sold. He's thinking like, people think like you buy one product and that's it. This man's like, look, I sold a system, I sold a game, and I sold an extra controller for the price you're about to pay for one of these. I sold 3 products to you. That's 3 things on my sales, not just one.
Yeah, he's calculative. You know, that's a good point. That's a good, good point of the salesman is, when you be able to sit there and say, all right, I was able to make sure that this person walked out the door with this, and this, and this, whereas my situation, when I went to go buy the Switch, they looked at me like some damn broke loser and stuff like that. They couldn't afford a system outright or buy accessories along with it. Like, I'm one of those people that sit here, it's like, oh, I can only buy the accessories and I have to wait till next payday for other stuff. That ain't me. I got the money. I can go ahead and get accessories and a game, And I bought and because I didn't want to deal with GameStop, I think that right there, when it came to new gen, when I thought about new gen, was I was thinking about like going physical too. I bought all my games. I don't have any physical games for the Switch, and my Switch collection right now is, I think I'm up to like 75 games, and I'm not talking about the bullshit ass $1 games you see at the eShop. I'm talking about some real games,
Oh shit, man! Dollar bill, y'all. Like, hey, those sales be tempting. Dude, I be buying some dollar bullshit games. Some of them I be enjoying, but
some of them dollar games do be dope though.
Yeah, but you ain't fucking around, man. You getting those, $30, $40, $20 plus games, dude. Yeah.
I be gone, and when the sale goes on, I was like, let me get that damn Ace Attorney, let me get that Street Fighter Anniversary, let me get that Mega Man collection, let me get them all and stuff like that. Like, I'm not playing around, like, and all this stuff I could have bought physically, but I said, just because of how GameStop is right now, I don't want to do nothing. The toughest decision I had when I first got the Switch was, do I buy Mario Odyssey physically or do I buy it digitally and stuff like that? And I said, I want nothing to do with GameStop. I want nothing to do with stores. Bought it digitally,
Yeah, like there's like when Mario, problem. Like when they had the sale like of like 2 years ago for like March 10th, the Mario sale. I bought almost all the Mario games on digital. I was like, no, like I can't pay $40 because you don't have it in the store, because that's when like the Switch kind of first came out and all the game, you couldn't find any pre-owned games for the Switch, so I had no choice but to buy digitally. And it got to the point where like I bought the thing at like 5 o'clock in that night, and I had to wait at 11 o'clock on Sunday on Best Buy for the code, only because they were having an influx of these things, because that was huge, because you had Mario Kart, Mario Odyssey, Mario U Deluxe, and a whole bunch of Mario games on sale for $40. You know what I'm saying? I bought like 5 of them games. There's only a few games I have digitally, only because I want to play a date like at midnight. I didn't want to wait for GameStop, so I understand your frustration with the whole don't wait till GameStop, because
you guys remember? I'm sorry to cut you off, but you guys remember Smash when Smash came out?
Bro,
my shit was already downloaded, and I got every character day one at midnight at work while everybody else was picking the shit up in the morning.
Oh the shit, dude! I remember that moment because Smash came out. I had to go to work. I worked in the Armory in Mining Air Force Base. I brought my Switch because I'm like, oh shit, Smash is out. I had it preloaded already, right on my Switch. As soon as 12 o'clock hit, boom, I was in that bitch. Like I never really pre-ordered, bought a game digitally online before. I'm always a physical copy guy. So I had a coworker, a good friend of mine, Koss. He pre-ordered it like on Amazon or some shit like that, right, to get the physical copy. And we were playing it on my Switch. Come to turn to find out that he had to wait like the next day. It was like it was supposed to come in, it didn't come in. And then the next day it was supposed to come in, it didn't come in. So he was like, "Well, fuck," he pre-ordered it. We're playing it on my Switch, and he doesn't have his copy yet. So what he did, he eventually, I think he bought it digitally anyway, and then the physical copy came in, and then he sold it or gave it to a friend of ours in the end. So I remember having that straight up the advantage of just here it is, boom. And then while waiting for the physical copy, he had to wait 2, 3, 4 days, I think, before it came in because of the whole turmoil of production costs or whatever, or they didn't distribute enough copies or some shit like that. I remember that shit. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, hearing stories like that makes me like worry about pre-ordering things on Amazon that are game related. Like it was like, because I build model kits and stuff. Like that's usually different. But like pre-ordering like a system or something on Amazon, I'm kind of like, I don't think I'm gonna do that. So no, because a friend of mine, he's got stories about him ordering stuff on Amazon and then he shipped it out to like a week later after they got it. So and that was like during COVID because everything was messed up during COVID. And the whole U.S. postal system and that chaos. But yeah, I can't. If the game's on sale, I will buy it digitally. But if it helps with a physical copy and I want a physical copy, I'll get a physical copy. But if a game is on sale, that's a quick digital.
Right. Right. Those digital sales, let's be honest here. Those digital sales are literally like Black Friday sales. It's like having Black Friday sales every month, essentially, with a new variety of games for sale. You don't even need Black Friday anymore. It's like, what the fuck do I care if it's 70% off physically? I got it 70% off digitally a year ago. I'm like, I'm a year ahead of you in that regards. And with the whole pre-order business and the whole GameStop business, back in the day, right? If you wanted Marvel vs. Capcom 2, right, on PS2, there's a good chance Walmart wasn't going to carry it. There's a good chance Best Buy wasn't carrying it. I got mine, luckily, I got the last copy, I remember distinctively, at Circuit City. Rest in peace, Circuit City.
Rest in peace.
I remember I got my copy of Circuit City, but the point of GameStop pre-ordering was that, hey, some of these games are not going to be available for the masses. If you didn't pre-order Grand Theft Auto San Andreas or Vice City, then guess what? On day one, you might have been fucked because they didn't make enough copies of that for worldwide for you to enjoy it, right? To just walk into the store.
I remember that.
Yeah, man. Those days are gone because they mass produce so many copies of these games. Not only that, but they release it digitally that the odds are there's a 99% chance that you can go out and buy any game that you want for the most part, day one, at either Military Exchange, Walmart, Sam's Club, Target, whatever.
Costco.
More than like, huh?
I said Costco.
Costco, they're going to carry it. More than likely, they're going to carry it. So now GameStop was the one spot to get those kind of like, oh shit, this is like a limited release Japanese game, right? Like produced by Atlas or maybe Square Enix or Namco Bandai, whatever, right? There was like, okay, the odds are this game is not going to be shown in Walmart, right? But it's going to be at GameStop. Now with the invention of like, digital releases and also buying games online, you could get it shipped to your house. That feeling of like, I have to pre-order at a GameStop because it's the only way for me to get it. That feeling is gone. There is no longer need because just mass production and digital releases. There's no and internet sales. There's no need to feel like I can only get this game day one at GameStop. And I think they lost that edge when it came to those. If you're a really hardcore gamer in Walmart and Best Buy and Blockbuster was not carrying your favorite titles or the titles that you wanted that were limited release, GameStop had your back because they had it, and that's no longer the case.
Yep, digital games have changed everything because like I still pre-order GameStops when it comes to like big things like controllers and stuff that you can't find anywhere because it's an accessory and I'm an accessory collector. I collect controllers, I collect like skins, things like that. But hardware and stuff, I'll pre-order at GameStop for sure. Certain games, I'll pre-order at GameStop for sure. But I'll do digital ones as well. Like I have at least 270 something games on my PlayStation like library for the PS4 5 included, like combined. I think 300, I think. And
Damn.
mostly that's all digital. Like I have, let's see, I think 10 physical games for the PS4 and like the new ones are PS5. Only because I had to trade in stuff to get credit. It was beneficial for me. I didn't have to pay for anything to get these games. I just traded them in. But I think that's like a benefit for GameStop. You get some old games traded in, you have to pay less. That's whatever. Because you can still trade in stuff to old game places too. Like you said, Video Game Heaven, cool stuff, old school, etc. But I guess like we're talking about earlier, WWE, it's supposed to be like the big place where everybody goes. It's like GameStop is like the WWE of the gaming community of the gaming market. Everybody goes to GameStop because
Oh
it's
shit.
GameStop. Yeah, literally. Like if you think about it, GameStop is the WWE of game consumer, the game consumer,
Right.
because
Right.
they have everything there. Like you can pre-order something, they could have it. You could go there, you can get accessories and things like that that nobody else has because GameStop has some certain accessories you aren't gonna find anywhere else. You can find like special certain DLC that GameStop has that this place won't have, or this place won't have, or that place won't have, because you gotta buy it online digitally. You gotta buy this online digitally. Like Best Buy will have something that GameStop won't have, and then Amazon will have something that Best Buy won't have that GameStop will have, but GameStop has like the best one. It's like they compete to get the best DLC for these things.
Yep.
And
I
like,
remember it used to be like that. We haven't seen anything like that lately, man. There hasn't been any store competitions. Like now, I think now you got like Sony and Xbox are trying to get those DLC exclusives now, which is I'm fine with that now. Because I don't buy physical games anymore. Like I have not bought to match up with you about your Sony library. My Sony library dates back from the PS3 because I started buying digitally for the PS3 and.
same.
Oh,
Like I can't
man.
count my digital library on the PS3. Like I try like because on the PS5 there's a feature where you can actually like count your transaction sales. I lost count after 1,000. I was like, I can't do this anymore because I had to subtract what I like added to it and then
Shit.
subtract. Yeah, like I spent like I'm pretty sure Orion and I have probably spent about maybe like over $10,000 on the consoles from like when we got our PS3s to now.
Yep.
Woo!
Yeah, like
It's a lot of
because
gaming, man.
I'm gaming. Like I still have my PS3. Like I don't have all the games on it because it reset it unfortunately because of I haven't used it in a while and it updated and the update kind of crashed, so I had to change it. But that PS3 library is insane. The PS3 library is insane. Like Orion and I, we have spent a lot of money on these digital games because they had the better sales than GameStop did.
They
And you
did.
also and you had like you could change your hard drive out on the system and then you can add more space. Like I love the SD card format now on like the Switch because like I have two Switches.
Mhm.
One is homebrewed. I don't know the legalities with that, and the other one is my legal one that I can play Pokemon with online. But the homebrewed one has a 400 gigabyte card. I could have bought a 512 at Best Buy for like $110, but I was just being cheap. They had the 400 one for like 100. I spent the extra $10 to get a bigger card, but I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. But and that has like 50 games on that homebrewed one, as opposed to my real one, because the homebrewed, I'm not playing anybody online, whatever. And that's a lot of games right there. And plus my digital one, I've got like maybe 12 or 15 digital games on the Switch. Like we really don't need GameStop anymore. But like as I said, it's like the WWE of gaming. People will go to it no matter what.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
branding. That's good branding. I mean, that's just
yeah,
what's left over branding that they established throughout the years.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, O.
yeah, because I got 512 gigabytes on each of my switches, and they basically replicate each other. One was supposed to be for traveling, one stays on the dock, doesn't go out anywhere,
Yeah.
and I have that hardwired. So if you guys play me and stuff like that, there's no excuse. I don't play Wi-Fi. None of my consoles are on Wi-Fi. All of them are hard plugged
Hell
or
yeah.
hardwired and stuff. So but with GameStop and stuff like that, like I said, there just wasn't anything else. Even there was a Mega Man Buster that I could have bought from GameStop that was cheaper than what was on online and stuff like that. And I decided, you know what, really didn't need it and stuff. Like I got all the Mega Man stuff that I need,
Mm-hmm.
But no, man, there's really hasn't been any exclusive stuff that I wanted out of there because like lately, I've been a controller collector myself, but there's some things that I've actually bought from the manufacturer itself, like Retrobit, Hyperkin,
Mm-hmm.
Hori, and stuff like that. They've always got exclusive stuff that I know GameStop does not carry, and I like the nostalgia factor and the fact that Nintendo. I'm gonna tell you why I like the Switch. The Switch is probably my favorite console right now. From the Nintendo, not in general, but from Nintendo, is because Nintendo came out with the new with the Super NES controller and the NES controller, but you had to be a Nintendo Online membership to get that. I bought 2 Super NES from American and Japanese, and there's 2 of the NES, one from America and from Japan.
Oh
You know,
damn.
Mm-hmm.
and like those are my proud. Like no, the one from Japan's the stuff that I ordered from Japan are my proudest possessions and stuff like that. So this came from Japan. So if you guys have a Japanese store from Switch, and you guys are downloading online market and stuff like that, and they have the Japanese NES controller stuff like that. I have those, you know, because I ordered that like from
Nice.
online, just because it's like I love that. The fact of the matter is too is not only that I have the Super NES and the NES controllers, but I also have the Sega controllers. And I talked to Deon about this. I have the 6-button Sega controllers and the 6-button Saturn controllers.
Okay.
Yeah. So like that's how I get in on my retro gaming. And the fact of the matter is also is now I'm getting into the PC world. Now I'm like I transitioned to a PC head. They work with the PC. No bullshit. It just works. Plug and play, and I'm like, you know what? This right here is another level of gaming, and my Steam library is steadily growing, along with my
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo, So I was like, yeah, I'm not just a game collector, but I just want to be able to have free range of where I want to go. Because with your Steam library, if you got a desktop and you got a gaming laptop, you could take those games with you on your gaming laptop,
Yeah.
Right. And I'll just continue the point that I made earlier about we don't need GameStop for those access to certain games. We have websites like Limited Run Games where
Right.
I bought Streets of Rage 4 and I bought in Scott Pilgrim. These are games that were released digitally on the stores that are not available at Best Buy, Walmart, or any place. But the
Mhm.
website itself is selling physical copies of these digital only games.
Big
So
facts.
again, that's another edge where back in the day, yeah, GameStop was the sole exclusive place to buy these kind of games where they're not even that. It's not like you can get Streets of Rage 4 only at GameStop or, you know what I'm saying, or certain games, physical copies, physical versions only at GameStop. We have other sources to get these things done. So I ended up actually double buying Streets of Rage. I ended up double buying Scott Pilgrim. I got Streets of Rage in the case unopened and also Scott Pilgrim just in case in the future, like, hey, if the servers go down, you can't download these games anymore. I got the physical copy. I can at least play it. I'm trying to keep my Switch collection physical, but the digital sales are so good.
Yeah.
And the conveniency and the accessibility to just download it and go is so great that I ended up double buying a couple games.
Well,
But yeah, it's just that they're not the only ones on the block anymore, and others are doing it and functioning and covering different criteria that GameStop was once the sole exclusive person for. And that's just no longer the case. Brick and mortar stores are struggling, and we have games that are going digital, and you're losing exclusivity to certain products, and you're losing accessibility and conveniency to other things, and your employees are bugging your customers, and the customers are smart enough, gamers are smart enough to know, hey, I can go to Amazon and buy this for cheaper. Hey, I can go to Target and get this for cheaper. Hey, I can go to Limited Run Games if I want a physical copy and get this, or go to local game shop. Like, gamers are smart. They're not gonna just nilly-willy spend their money and just have the branding just force them to go to your store and just buy everything, even though they get treated like crap. They're not. They're resourceful, or they're gonna complain about it. So with GameStop, man, I don't know what they can do to turn it around. I don't know what kind of. I know they've included action figures. We talked about this before. They try to change the culture or whatever, but there is some. They got some. They're in some trouble. They're like WWE. They were on top. Now they're on a down scale. They're on a down trend. And sure, they're still the number one gaming store of the world, but who's going? You know what I'm saying? Well, your average consumer is leaving. Your average consumer is looking at other places. You know, people have checked out. So you're still number one, but you're number one in a diminishing I guess
Dying breed.
Yeah, dying breed and a growing industry. The end it's not like gaming is dying and therefore GameStop is dying. No, gaming's getting bigger. Gaming's becoming more accessible. Gaming is growing to numbers that we've never seen before in history. You know what I'm saying? Where mobile, tournament play, professional, e-leagues, esports, casual, whatever. Gaming is growing, but the number one store of gaming is actually shrinking. That tells you something. It's not reflective on the industry. It's not reflective of the industry. It's reflective of the company that holds that store, and that's GameStop.
Yeah, and like we have been saying that because like they switch out CEOs every like 2 or 3 months. It seems like almost, and they always change. Huh?
Just recently.
Yeah, just recently. Like they switched CEOs. That doesn't tell you good things about your company if you keep on having a new like department head for everything. Like that doesn't show faith in your company, and like the stocks keep on dropping. And then like I remember when the Reggie Fils-Aimé was supposed to be like the head of GameStop. He's going to save GameStop. Nope, that didn't happen. And they had this new guy. GameStop kept on changing heads. Like I have a feeling that GameStop's going to get bought by somebody, and it needs to get bought by somebody soon. Who that is, that's a topic for another day. But like GameStop has a hold on people. Like I said, I go to GameStop too sometimes. Because they have some things that I can't find anywhere else. Because some games I need physical. There's some games I have to have physical that are like that give me more memories. I'll buy those physically, but I will not. I can do it digitally too, but they have that power. Like GameStop has power.
Well, here's the thing, because the digital market, I'm guilty of, because I want, I'm all about game preservation.
Mm-hmm.
I got Scott Pilgrim for all four: Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam. Well, not Steam. Epic Games.
Okay.
Because I wanted to save it. Same thing with Streets of Rage. Got it for Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam.
Yeah.
So I'm all about that. Because those are the games that brought me memories and stuff like that. But the thing that the changing factor of why I would go physical, because the stuff that like you guys are obviously going to know, which is the Mario 3D All Stars.
Yeah.
You have to have that because that's a time exclusive. As Deon mentioned, having those limited run games, those are also time exclusives.
Yeah.
I will go physical when Final Fantasy VII remake is fully complete. I will buy the Master Collection Edition mobile shit. Easy. That's an easy buy. When it's fully done, I will buy that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also have reason to believe that the reason why you'll see GameStop still continue to stay or to survive is, yes, they're going to lose us gamers, but you're also going to have your casuals, such as the mom and the dads that don't know shit about tech,
Yeah.
So they're going to go to GameStop and they're going to be spending their money to go over there to buy that stuff, But as the gaming culture involves stuff like that, we all get more educated and we all understand why certain companies do this and why certain companies do that and why is this put into place,
Yeah.
So your GameStop is going to go that direction because they're losing already the core gamers. They're going to try to keep on selling and push it to the casual market. But I think the only reason why I feel like that GameStop is still going to be around is like you just said, is going to have to be in a buyout. I honestly believe that I think GameStop needs to be a fucking Amazon, like like
Amazon owns GameStop. I mean,
yeah,
Amazon's going to do it.
Yeah, Amazon just needs to be that. It needs to be another station, stuff like that. Just like how Amazon's got these little boxes at 7-Eleven and at
Like
Ross
like
close
the
store for
lockers and
you.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, to put that shit in there, stuff like that. I think that's what GameStop needs to be. I think there need to be a locker area, and you need to be like if you want to trade, if you want to do trading and stuff like that, because Amazon does pre-order stuff too. You know, so it needs to be in. I think GameStop needs to be in Amazon headquarters, like for digital content. It
Yeah.
needs to be
For
it for
gaming and whatnot. Yeah.
gaming
I mean,
accessories and all that stuff like that. It needs to be Amazon headquarters for it.
I can see GameStop doing all that stuff. Like, I can see GameStop getting bought out by somebody big, because they needed the money, and then they're hurting. And like you said,
Mhm.
the consumers that go to GameStop would be the ones that the parents and stuff that don't know anything about gaming and stuff. And then there's some people that still go. Um, I usually go to buy stuff for myself, and then I go to get stuff for people because there's some people that don't do digital. Like
Mhm.
my brother-in-law, he doesn't do digital gaming, but he's a big Zelda collector. So if I see something that's Zelda that's cheap or whatever, I'll get it for him. I mean, he's got 3 kids. He's got no time to play, games like that as much. But I'll get him something from GameStop because he's a collector too. Like he has cases from his GameCube games since he got them back in like 2000. You know what I'm saying? So, and he also has like the same controllers he had since he was like a teenager, and you know what I'm saying? So he still holds on to these things, and I like to give him those from GameStop to for memories. Like my brother-in-law got me this for Christmas, and he could tell his kids, when they're older, "Where'd you get that cool game, Dad? Your Uncle Petey gave it to me for a Christmas present or my birthday present or whatever."
Mhm.
So I mean, I think all of us, even though we'll say that we don't go to GameStop, we'll go to GameStop for the usual thing sometimes, just to see what they've got and to see the surprises and things that they've got. But, I might have to go straight digital. Only time I reason I don't go digital because, I'm a server, so I have to have
Mhm.
cash on hand. If I don't have cash on hand on me, I can always like put money down on a game and then pay it off later. I guess
Mhm.
the whole layaway feel is another reason why people go to GameStop as well. Like, if you put money down on a game, you're guaranteed to have it, and then you can put money as much as you want until the game comes out. It kind of it's like safety blanket, so to speak.
I mean,
Whereas, whereas there's people like like me as well. Whenever I have my money ready, I can just pay it off right now, and then when it comes, it pulls out of my account. But like I said, me being a server, I might not have the money right then and there. So if it pulls out of my account, I'm in the negative. Um, that sucks for me, but the whole safety blanket of pre-ordering your game at GameStop is probably why a lot of people go to them because you put the money down, you got the game. They're not going to sell it until like 2 days after you didn't pay for it,
mhm.
and that hold is gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So that's, like I said, another reason why people go to GameStop, mostly because of that.
I can understand from that standpoint, but
Yeah.
like I said, there's also other benefits because if I need anything, because since I don't buy physical games anymore, I buy them all digital and stuff like that. So it is what it is and stuff like that. I buy it outright from there, or if I catch a sale. Like I know that Ratchet and Clank came out, and I know that Guilty Gear Strive came out. I'm
Hmm.
not in a rush for those games simply because it's like like I have my backlog is so crazy. I don't have time to sit here and buy those games. I just bought Final Fantasy.